Welcome everybody back to another Boldcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Fruits Basket, episodes 23 and 24 of season 2. It looks like we're gonna be getting into the play festival thing.
Yep.
Very
Cinderella.
interesting. Yep.
A stunning cast. Couldn't have cast it better even if I tried.
Even if we tried. Well, we'll see what happens this time. Leave a like and subscribe. Check out Patreon for uncut reactions and a month ahead plus on this show. And we hope you enjoy most of all. Let's go.
I feel like he's going to be very critical of this play.
For a literal child? What?
Excuse me. Oh. Mr. Steal Your Girl over here.
The matchup I did not expect.
He's run his camera too.
I did not know I needed them to interact. Oh, no OP this time. They're doing the OP right now.
Big. Cinderella-ish.
What if Akito crashes the play?
Oh my god, if Akito shows up at this play, he can't ruin everything.
And why shouldn't I show up at my when my
When my
beloved
family,
Yuki is
yeah.
in a play? Once upon a time. Getting right into it. Just so sassy. That's not in the script.
They're like best friends in this.
What? Oh, he's like reading the normal version of the story. Is he the Pope? What the fuck is that? And the Kai as well. Oh my god. What?
What happened to the other stepsister?
I forget, was Uo? Uo was supposed to be the prince, right? Or no,
Kyou's the
Kyou
prince.
was supposed to be. Who's Uo? Uo wanted to be Cinderella, right?
I can't remember.
I can't quite remember. It's been a while.
Why are her parents there? Why aren't Hana's parents there? Oh.
Are they acting?
They're not acting.
Like his little ponytail?
Yeah.
In all black. There's a pretty woman. I might take her myself if you don't there, Prince.
No.
Look at him.
Maybe the other prince should try.
I wonder if Hana and Freerun would get along.
I feel like you're only here for the zip line. With the chopsticks in there. I hope people didn't have to pay to see this play.
It just completely ruins the story that she like left it on purpose.
Yeah.
Unless it's like that in like the original.
No, she accidentally leaves it.
I don't talk about the Disney version, I'm talking about the folk tale. I don't know if she leaves it on purpose.
Turns out it fits Tohru on accident.
She's eating. As always.
Classic.
It's getting too real.
It's getting way too real here. Other people are actually enjoying it now. They're like, whoa, this is an interesting development. My loyals.
I wish for my sister to marry. What? Again, a little bit too real as well with that as well.
Oh my god. The feminist icon we never knew we needed.
Everybody loved it.
They did. I think mostly because Yuki came on at the end.
When when your parents and your girlfriend's parents meet.
Yeah. Oh.
I bet Akito did show up.
No.
That would be crazy.
She was I think she should have been the main prince, honestly.
That would have been so good with Hana being
Yeah.
Cinderella.
Do you think that play got a little bit too real? I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, me neither.
The hell is that thing?
I'm making DVDs of the play. Oh god. Maybe it'll make him realize that he was, trying to date a high schooler.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, this is pretty cringe, dude. I better step away from this situation. Surely that's what would happen, right? Oh, Momiji.
What the hell? Oh no.
No!
I think everything will be fine.
You're not doing a good job of patrolling. Look at the...
What?
Why do we need a plan for this? She gets me.
Is he gonna fall in love with her now?
I mean, we've been saying that for like since the start of the season. Excuse me.
I don't think we said that since the start of the season.
Well, we've been saying that recently.
Yeah. I think we theorized like 50 different things in that area.
Oh. That's quite a good plan.
Yeah. I mean, is she wrong? I'm about to have a dark night of the soul. I can feel it. We're about to have the low point before the final season.
Mm-hmm.
Shit's gonna fall apart next episode. I guarantee it. Whatever happened to that dude? I wonder if we're gonna meet up with Ritsu again, and then he's gonna be like with that editor girl, and they're both gonna have swapped styles. You're here, Machi.
What a great episode. I didn't know Cinderella could be quite so, such a, this is the, Disney needs to take this approach, for, since they're doing like these like modern,
feminist takes
on stuff. They have the script right here.
Yeah, exactly.
Cinderella, she wears all black. She loves food. She wants to open her own business and just wants to hang out with her sister. These are all fantastic elements that had it actually been written into a story, it could have been something. But instead, what we have is these characters just being themselves. Like, half the people are sticking to their lines, and then half the people are just going completely off script. But then there's the weird mix of like people like Uo and Tohru that are like doing like especially Uo is like she's doing her job, but she's getting a little bit too into it.
Yeah,
and taking it a little bit too personal. We have the stepmom who's
but she was the funny thing is she was freaking out like she does when we see her. I forget her name, but I don't even know if she has a name or if she's just whatever.
Like that. Yeah.
But she was in character. Like, that's the funny thing about her is she was freaking out like she always does. But she was still she didn't say anything out of character. In fact, she said things that she wouldn't say, or that that only makes sense for the character just in her voice. So she's probably just a great actor. Like, it's awesome.
Like she was the person who actually got cast in the role that suited her, whereas everyone else, well, Yuki actually did a good job. Yuki had excellent improv skills. He's able to smooth a lot of situations over. Be like, how about a different? It's like he's the only like adult in this situation. Like he comes in and it's like, what do you wish for, child? It's like, I wish for this. how about a little bit of a different what if we take a little bit of a different approach to that, you know? What if we be kind to people? It's so funny. And I love as well that they had all that food on hand, because throughout the rehearsal process they obviously learned that Hana wasn't going to do anything if she didn't like have a reward to go with it. Mm-hmm. Like they were like, and now you're going to walk over here. I don't want to walk over there. Okay, what if we put some food for you to grill on this table out here? Okay, well then I'll walk over there and I'll eat some meat. Mm-hmm. And just go for it. And I love Kyou. I love it because it was so stupid and so funny, but it kind of, like, a lot of different character feelings kind of came to a head there. And we had Hana, just trying to hang out with Tohru, but also kind of being like, oh, well, you want to date my sister, don't you, Prince?
Or do you just want to be locked inside? Because she's also, it's crazy because they bring back her wave
abilities.
Yeah, they bring back the waves, but they don't say it. But it's clear that that's what she's doing. It's like when they were at Kyoko's grave. It's the same shit where she just, like, can get kind of at what's going on. She doesn't read the mind, but also it's almost like she is reading his mind, because I don't think she knows about getting locked away in the castle.
But she's
but she
like
was saying it.
This, yeah.
It's like she says something and then she, like, digs deeper into that. And then gets more of a reaction.
Yeah, it's like she says, staying inside the castle. And then she, like, senses the reaction.
Inside the castle.
Locked inside the castle.
Yeah.
And then it's like, yeah, now I see how you're feeling. You're feeling, like, trapped. She obviously doesn't know that he is, like...
a demon.
That he is, like, soon to be locked inside of a literal cage. She's just picking up on the vibe of that he, like, feels trapped.
Yeah.
Essentially. So I do like that. And I love... Tohru with her little outburst there. But then it's so sad at the end because they're both like, no, it can't. It can't be.
Why does Tohru think it can't be?
I really don't know. Maybe
like,
it's just that she...
Is she just because Kyo's like kind of pushing her away more recently? That's kind of it?
Yeah, or she's like kind of insecure about herself as well.
Yeah, she's kind of doubting herself a bit.
But I like it because I feel like it doesn't feel forced.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like, oh... just date already. Like, there's clearly lots of unresolved things there, that it's not just like, okay, now they're just beating around the bush with this. And I like that.
And why is Kyou just doesn't think that Tohru likes him like that?
Yeah, and he also doesn't want to hurt her by starting something, getting locked in a cage.
Yeah. But he doesn't realize that if he gets Tohru, then he beats Yuki. Mm-hmm. So it solves both problems, but I don't know if Akito
cares
hold up
about
his
that
end of the bargain.
Yeah.
But as far as Akito, so one thing, I actually have a theory that actually might be plausible. It might not, but this episode, I noticed when we were looking through the crowd shots, it's like not this one, when Yuki came onto the scene, there was all the photography and everybody has their phones, and I was like, oh yeah, people have phones. But because the story is written in the early 2000s, people didn't have smartphones, so we see them in crowd shots and everything, and here and there, but they aren't used in the story. It's like people always use landlines. And then in this episode, at the beginning, we have characters with a full-on camcorder with that, like, they're like, oh, how are you gonna watch it? And Tohru has the line, like, to try to adapt it to a modern thing of like, oh, well, you don't need a device to watch it. It's just like, oh no, I could burn it onto DVDs. Kids out there who are 14 years old and weren't, didn't have DVDs or something, whatever. So they're trying, there's a little bit of an effort to adapt it to modern technology, but also they didn't want to change this aspect of it, which makes me think that this matters. So, like, the fact they didn't just make it with a phone, they kept it as this camcorder, probably because they're going to burn it to DVDs, send it to Kureno, and then Akito's probably going to get his hands on it, and then see all this, and then that's probably going to trigger, like, seeing, look at how much fun everybody's having without me. I'm totally left out, totally insecure, and that's going to be the fire that ignites what's probably going to happen next episode here. And that's why they would keep this technology rather than, changing it over to just smartphones, despite the fact that smartphones do exist in the story as it's presented in this anime, but
do they have
not...
smartphones? I thought they had, like...
You can look in the crowd. I was trying to
Oh,
they're all holding smartphones.
Oh. Yeah, I guess so.
And like none of the characters use them. Some characters I think have flip phones, but like it's not a thing in the actual story. It's a thing in this modern anime where people are contracted to do work on a slice of life series, and it's also being adapted to a modern era because this was made in 2019, but it's a manga from the early 2000s. Mm-hmm. So the little adaptation, adaptation things like that, not just adaptation, but adaptation. It can give you kind of insight when you look at stuff like that into what might happen, or it might just be a complete mistake. But I think that it's not the first time we've seen smartphones, but we haven't really seen them be used because obviously they weren't a part of the normal story. But the fact that there's an effort to modernize it in some areas, not just there, but in other areas as well. But they still keep the camcorder. Mm-hmm. And then talk about it like they're going to give it to Kureno, etc., etc. Momiji says that at the end. Mm-hmm. But yeah, anyway. And then we got the more development with Machi and Yuki. Seemingly mm-hmm. like she sees through. She's the person who sees through him for what he really is. Mm-hmm. Which is kind of an interesting reversal of like a normal storytelling convention that you see on the opposite side, but it also makes sense because this is written by a female author, that the woman would be seeing through the facade into the other side, because in like people have sort of analyzed King Arthur to see the dragon as like a manifestation of like man's fear of females, of women, and like, you know, how guys are really afraid to talk to girls, they get a lot of anxiety around girls. It's like a fucking dragon is in front of you, but then if you can kind of get that out of your mind and defeat that, then you can see the actual princess, this like real person, this actual person, not just this big ideal that's this, you know, crazy big thing, but the actual thing. And if you can see through that and see the actual person, then you can form a real relationship. And that's one analysis. I don't know who made that, but that's one analysis of the Arthurian legend as it applies to like relationships and stuff like that. So, and that also, that kind of idea is also, you can see it in the story with Kyou and Tohru as well, where Tohru is like the King Arthur style figure, rather than the man rescuing the virgin woman in the tower behind the dragon. You see it's the opposite way, likely because of the nature of the story, but also because it's from a different perspective. So Tohru sees through the monster that Kyou is appearing as to the deeper self, and he's like this little kitten, and you know, he's just a little bundle. And and that's also a thing. But it's just also, in general, with all of the animals, it's kind of a similar kind of idea.
It does go both ways, though, because, like, Kyou, like, sees Tohru more as she is, as well. Like, he knows that she's not just happy, and, like, he knows that she's really sad and is trying to help her. Mm-hmm. And she's, like, you know, doing these things to deal with her mom dying and, you know, all this stuff. So I think that it's... a lot of the characters in this are like very emotionally intelligent in a way that like a lot of times I guess it is like more realistic than some stories, but also a little bit more like because of all of the situations that a lot of these characters have been in, they've had to grow up a little bit faster than like a normal 10-year-old child wouldn't, you know, think about the way that the adults in their life are doing something and be like, oh, they must be dealing with this problem or that, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's yeah, I don't really know where I was going with that, but I guess I like it, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just pointing out that kind of idea, so that it's just a similar theme with the women seeing through the facade of the guy. Yeah, I forgot to connect it back to Yuki, but that's why I brought it up, is because Machi is seeing through Yuki's facade, and she's like, it shows that she's fit to be in a relationship with him possibly, because she's like the only person who sees through his guise and sees through this like wall that he puts up. sort of can defeat the dragon of like this huge perception and this huge this giant thing in front. You get through that's like something to beat and something to defeat so that you can get through and form an actual relationship with the person.
Well, yeah, because it's like all of these girls are idolizing him constantly and, putting him on this pedestal that's not the real him, and like doing all this like crazy like bullying, ganging up on people, forming fan clubs, just like absolute nonsense that he doesn't care about and doesn't like. Because they don't think of him as a person.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then we already had Tohru that like could see him as a person, but she was just like she became like a mom to him in a way, or like
she was his fairy godmother.
Yes, she was more of like a nurturing, caring figure in his life, and now it seems like in this situation, it's not like. Machi doesn't put on this, happy-go-lucky energy all the time. She just seems really down, and I think that, it will be interesting if their relationship does progress to see, like, how they, like, work together to, like, get to know each other and get to know themselves, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it makes sense with what I was just talking about. He's Prince. Mm-hmm. He's always called the Prince, so it makes sense with that kind of princess analogy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good festival.
Yeah. I love like this take on the school festival kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Very different. That most of it's this play, and then it's just like, oh, we're gonna casually go around and eat some food and stuff.
I think that this was like a kind of a trendsetter for
school. It must
festival. Have been like a trendsetter for school festivals in manga. Or one of the, it's not the first, but it's not like the most recent, obviously, but it's a decently common thing to have like the big school play be the climactic thing, like Clannad, you see that as well. Yeah. But Clannad, it was a little bit different because it was so fucking weird. Yeah. It just goes on a crazy monologue for like an hour.
Yeah.
Anyway, leave a like and subscribe. Let's move right along to the next one. Alrighty, starting episode 24. Let's go. Oh, never mind, it's not the finale. 25 is the finale. Is that it? Yes. Mm-hmm. What? Jesus.
You have a stroke?
Are you okay? Jesus. Count backwards from 10.
Can you raise your arm for me, please?
Mm-hmm. Try patting your head and rubbing your stomach. Can you walk a straight line? Are you drunk?
Party. He asks me things I don't know the answer to. Like, what color do you like? Classic Yuki, just like going way too far. In this huge romantic speech.
Is the window broken? Again, with the people having one kid, neglecting or abusing them, and then making up for it by having another kid and treating them like a fucking prince.
Mm-hmm.
I love how the mom's like, you have to be so good. But she's not even in like a great school. Like, you know, like it's not like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not like, oh, my child is such a genius, I really need to foster this. It's just like, no, you need to be, I need to force you. I mean, it's not uncommon. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's just kind of dumb.
Mm-mm. Oh.
Oh my god. She literally fell head over heels. Just like that.
Made it a super nice little bookmark.
It could be, though. Is this you?
I just use it every day. I don't treasure it.
Did they change Starbucks behind them to 7 years?
I like how they all remember that.
If you don't make a big deal about it, it's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm. And then he picked my favorite color for me. She probably doesn't have any other clothes, or just didn't even think about it.
Whoa.
Tohru, no one's actually accusing you that. You're staying here for New Year's? For New Year's?
Shisho has his lovely Hana. It's like Shisho and Hana are gonna get together all of a sudden. But Hana and Uo are together.
This year?
What?
Well, she said New Year's, but then she said I'll be staying with him this year.
Yeah, for New Year's this year. Reen?
Mm-hmm.
Some like guts. Fucking
Flings her out the window by accident. Shisho's just so good every time.
he's the best. Whoa.
He's dripped out. Oh. I forgot they had to do like a dance thing.
With the dog? Dog wine? Indebted to Yuki.
What?
Is that alluding to something that we know? Am I just forgetting?
It's just. Background.
No way. Did he get his eye?
No.
Oh my god, did he get his eye?
No, we just saw his eye.
Oh, he took out the picture.
ただ誰かのせいにするのはって羽鳥にも謝らないといけなかった。子供の頃のこと羽鳥を責めてたかもしれない。
Oh, for erasing the memories of those.
消さないで。
羽鳥だって傷ついてたのに。
お前が謝る必要もない。優しいな。ありがとう。兄には言えるがい。
Jesus Christ.
Another successful banquet.
All he said was like, I'm really on that grind set trying to improve myself. And Aki's just like, you can never improve yourself.
先生ってすごい村っ気あるよね。
そうなの。僕ってムラムラなの。
まず会って会話が成立したら。
秋ともな。さっさと思い知ればいいのにな。いすずはさ、たまにこの家に来てたりしたんだ。師匠の面倒見いいからあいつきりでさ、なんか師匠取られたような感じがして、だから気に食わなかったんだ。
何やら可愛らしいです。
ちょっと待て、ガキの子で、もういすずはどこ行った？
眠ってしまわれました。
年越しはどうでもいい。
もうじき年が明けますよ、京くん。京くんは初詣ご予定ですか？
人の聞くならお前も言わなきゃダメだぞ。
それもそうでした。去年はゆきくんと京くんが仲良くなって、でも今年は呪いを解くことができますよ。訪れますよ。これのプレゼント。どれから？
Oh no. Well.
細いな。きっかけでもいい。変化がますように。
Well, you're about to get it.
That episode felt so short.
Mm-hmm. Ah, shit.
俺はもう違うんだ。
Shit. Bird flying away.
Is that his form instead of the rooster? Little chickadee.
I think we knew that, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Well, good old Akito being Akito.
Classic. It's been a while since he almost took someone's eye out, and he just had to get that out of his system.
Yeah.
It's so yeah, it's so messed up because he when Yuki comes back, he's like, "Oh, good, you've like returned to being under my control," and Yuki's like, "No, actually, I'm able to come here and it not all be about you."
Actually, I'm trying to set some healthy boundaries, but
Yeah,
I still want
he's
to be a
like-
part of the family.
He's like, I'm at the point that I can come here and you know, not out of fear of what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
And then he just bashes him over the head and is like,
That's not what I wanted!
That's not what I want. It's like, okay, so you didn't just want him here, you know, normally you wanted him here to, you know, live in fear of you and do whatever
Yeah.
you want to do. Because he's just terrible.
Yeah. And Machi falling literally head over heels for Yuki there. And her mom's just a piece of shit, and her window is broken. She's in like her mom just like shipped her off to school, just like giving her this like dorm studio apartment in a like broken window, not fixed, so it's clearly not a great place to live.
Yeah.
Just literally shipped her off to nowhere. Doesn't even remember she's on the student council. So she's done all of that that her mom like wants her to do, and she's still, you know, like she doesn't even care. It's like she is doing great in all her classes, and she's literally on the student council at her school, and
But
the whole thing is like, oh, you need, it's just that like the whole thing, her whole life growing up is always, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to shine bright, you need to fucking be incredible in all your classes, stop messing around, you don't, you know, everything's about school and school. And then she does well, and it's like, not even like it's not good enough. It's just
matter.
I don't care anymore because I have a new kid, you know? Like, it's so crazy.
Or it's more like you just need to do good so that I don't never have to deal with you again.
Yeah.
You know.
But just the fact that it's not like she's doing good, and it's not even like it's not good enough. You need to be the president, or you need to be you need to be at a better school. She literally is doing everything, and it's not even about no encouragement or no positive reinforcement. Or like, you know, it's not even like reinforcing to do better or congratulating for doing good. Just literally after all that, just who cares? Like, not even like forgetting the fact that she forgot that she's on the fucking student council, to me is crazy after all of that. So bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Yuki just being
Is that leaf that I love how he like she clearly thinks that she's crazy for remembering every interaction that they have, but then him, not only Yuki, but also just everyone else.
Oh yeah, is that leaf?
Is that leaf that you, because it's like, Yuki's like, hey, is that leaf that I gave you? And she's like, oh my god, he remembered that he gave me this leaf. And then it's like, hey, is that leaf that Yuki gave you? It's like, no, it could be.
no, it's not. What a stupid thing to say. And then he's like, oh, okay, my mistake. And then she's like, it could be. You know, like,
I'm not gonna say anything.
Just gonna leave the ball in your court, but don't do anything with it, or I'll deny it.
Yeah. She must like red, and then she's like, shut up. And she's like, maybe I do like red. Having like an entire crisis.
Yeah. Oh my god, I do have a favorite color. Yeah. Holy shit. And what's that shit with Kurino and baby Akito being like, I need you! Or whatever. What's in your eyes? No, don't go!
Is that baby Akito saying that?
Sounded like it. Let's see. Sounds like it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some more reason why they have like a stronger bond other than just like, you know, like it just kind of happened, you know? It seemed like that's kind of what Kurino's character is he's the example of somebody that has no reservations and just completely fell in line entirely. And
then just like
kind of gave up on their life. Yeah.
Getting out.
Yeah. But
then he's gonna see this video of
Yeah.
Cinderella, and he's gonna learn how to take charge for himself. Obviously, because he's gonna want to like be with Uo, which I don't really like, but whatever.
Well, if we're going with our kind of interpretation that, like, everybody needs to kind of disconnect from Akito or find love outside of Akito and, like, you know, have these healthy boundaries and also just something to care about outside, Kurino is kind of the key to that, because Kurino is the only person who doesn't have even a concept of anything outside, so...
Yeah.
Kurino and Uo's relationship might be the saving grace of this entire story, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But what is more the saving grace is, like, this DVD is gonna come in clutch, and it's probably gonna... It might actually, you know... It might cause a death. Like, this might be the point where somebody fucking dies. If Akito sees this DVD and everything, maybe something happens there, or it's gonna
mind.
Yeah, if there's no death, if there's no, like, murder, then there's probably gonna be... you know, some irreversible, crazy fucking thing that's about to happen in this next episode as a result probably of this DVD.
Or it's gonna leave off on a cliffhanger of, like, nothing bad's gonna it's, like, all gonna be going too good, and then Akito's gonna find the DVD at the end.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's gonna be, like, Kurino's watching the DVD, and then he, like, gets inspired and, like, runs away, but, like, leaves it in the player, or, like, doesn't hide it good enough, and then Akito's gonna be like, where are you? And then, he's gonna watch it, and then gonna be like...
But what like, Akito might get really mad, but it would be really interesting to see, like, a conflicted response if Akito sees the DVD of, like, not just immediate anger, but kind of like with this thing with Yuki, where it's just, like, it's
like,
not
confusion.
just... It's, like, anger as a result of, like, frustration and sort of, like, seeing just how... good of a time everybody's having without you, and that there's it's such a black and white situation that there's nobody to be blamed but Akito, other than, you know, the Akito's part of a system that's kind of has been perpetuated in this way, and that, you know, Akito is just sort of another cog in this machine. But, you know, Akito at the end of the day is making all the wrong choices and acting the wrong way, and like, seeing that, if Akito does see it, it'll be really interesting to see his reaction and the thought process and like the kind of despair and the sadness and like just, you know, I don't know. It'll be really interesting to see how the emotions kind of develop in that way if that scene does come to pass. Either way, I think we should check out the next one.
Agreed.
Leave a like and subscribe again. Let's check out the next one right now. Or maybe we should do a single for the next one.
Maybe we'll watch it and then we'll decide if we want to do it by itself or.
Well, leave a like and subscribe. See you in the next one, Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye.